guys! So it's been a while since I uploaded my last video saying that I would see you next week. I am really sorry. There's really no legitimate excuse for me to just kind of dropped off like I did. Um, it was mostly just me falling into yet another depression phase thing, and I didn't feel like it. That's literally it. I just didn't feel like making videos or doing much of anything. And that's not really an excuse. So I'm not presenting it as one. I'm just letting you guys know that I'm not like a flat out liar. I just didn't feel very good again after I thought that I did feel better. So who knows? Hopefully I feel better now. I don't know for how long, so I'm not going to give promises that I inevitably won't keep. I just wanted to kind of start off this video by like explaining what it's going to be about, and it's just me going to be kind of complaining a lot about things that I struggle with personally as a beginning artist. And when I say beginning, I mean like just starting to like put myself out there and like just trying to make a name for myself, I guess. So the first thing that I struggle with is like in the most summarized words possible is I'm a nobody. And I mean that in a sense of like there are over 7 billion people on this planet, and I am one person. And I am one person in a sea of people who are trying to accomplish the same, if not similar things and goals as I am. So, and a lot of whom are much better than me, art-wise, and much more well-equipped and prepared to do something like what I'm trying to do. Which, if you guys don't know, I am trying to, one, write a webcomic and hopefully it be good, and two, someday I want to make my own studio. So, yeah, I feel like I'm surrounded by a bunch of people and I kind of get lost in the crowd, sort of thing, in its most simple, like, I don't know, simple words possible. And this next one kind of ties into the fact that there are so many people around me. The competition is uncanny. Like, no one has flat out been like, oh, I'm better than you, to me. Or like, oh, it's a competition. You know, it's not a competition in the sense that like two teams going off to try and win the goal sort of thing. It's more of like everyone is trying to make a name for themselves, and I am another one of those people. And it's, I don't know, not saying that people can't have multiple artists that they like. I have tons of artists that I like and follow and all that, and they're all successful just as like either equally, some maybe more than others, but they all like have made a name for themselves. So it's entirely possible. It's just really hard. And I don't do well in competitions. That's why I don't do sports. That, and I am not a sports person. I'm not a sports person. The only sport I ever did was volleyball in 7th and 8th grade. And I was on the B team both times. So, yeah. Granted, our team won all but 2. The B team won all but 2 games, and then the A team lost a lot more than we did. They lost a lot more games than the B team did. I don't know exactly their scores, but anyway, off topic. Art-related stuff, Chelsea. Okay. So yeah, the competition is kind of overwhelming sometimes. Another thing that I struggle with is getting people to care about my characters and my stories as much as I do. I love my characters so much. I love my story so much. I think about it all the time. Even when I'm not working on it, I'm thinking about it, and it's I just love it so much. So like when people aren't interested in it, it hurts, you know? So okay. I'm a little nervous. I don't do very well talking to myself into a microphone. It feels kind of weird. I go better when I have someone to bounce off of. So bear with me through the awkward cringiness of me and what I am. Anyways, so yeah, getting people to care about my characters is a little hard because strangers, I mean, speaking from personal experience, when someone comes to me when they're so super passionate about something that they're working on and it might not be something that I'm typically interested in, like I understand like how hard it would be to get people like me interested in something that you love, sort of thing. So it's just more like I need a reason to care about your thing. So for example, better example, oh my gosh, I'm rambling. Okay, better example, I just read this wonderful book. It's called The Savior's Champion by Jenna Marisi. I was already kind of invested in those characters before I started reading the book because I followed her on YouTube. Her videos really helped me write my story for my comic, so I was already really interested in her characters. But when I go to a bookstore and I see like hundreds of books on the shelves, like I just kind of stare at them and I'm just like, okay, I don't really care, you know? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, if you don't like spend time with a certain story or get to know the characters, then it's like, okay, I don't really care, bye, you know? So yeah, there's that, and I just struggle with getting that across to people and getting them to love my characters as much as I love them. Moving on. This is all new territory for me. I just turned 20 in May, and so I'm fairly young. I just became an adult like 2 years ago, so 2 or 3 years ago, and I've never published anything. The only time, like, whenever I drew a picture, I really just posted it to Facebook and showed my family and friends and loved ones, and even on Instagram, like, yeah, I shared it, and strangers were able to view it, but I've never been someone who's gone, like, super viral or anything. I think the closest I've ever come to getting, like, popular popular on like social media is a couple like last week I drew this picture of Natsu Dragmeal from the new Dragon Cry movie, and I say new because it's relatively new. It came out a couple months ago, but anyways, I love Fairy Tail and I drew Natsu. I'm not gonna give any spoilers or anything, but I drew him from the movie, and and I posted it on the Fairy Tail Amino, and I got like 1,000. The last time I looked at it, I got 1,183 likes or something like that, and that is the most likes I've ever gotten on like anything ever. So I was really happy about that. This video isn't sponsored, by the way. I do enjoy going on Amino sometimes, but it's not sponsored. So yeah, that's like the most I've ever gotten to being like getting internet attention, you know? So this is all new to me, is what I'm saying. And I am extremely like a newborn baby at this. And like marketing my stuff is something that I have no idea how to do. And so I'm trying to learn. And so it's just overwhelming and frustrating at times, is all I'm trying to say. Especially when there's like little to no results for that work that I put in for it. So that's kind of discouraging and overwhelming and frustrating sometimes. But yeah, I digress. My next thing is my support and help system. And by help system, I mean like just like people who are like giving me advice in like, oh, you should do this in the story, you should do this sort of thing. So I have a really good support system with my family and my friends. My parents have always been supportive of me wanting to be like an artist and everything. They've never once discouraged me from it, and I'm extremely lucky in that sense that I have a really good support system with my family, and no one's told me you should be a doctor, or something like that. Oh, get a real job, things like that. So I have a really good support system with my family. When I say that I have a bad support system, I mean in terms of like I don't really have someone to guide me through being an entrepreneur of sorts. So I mean I have I can look up YouTube videos and stuff, and I have, again, Jenna Marisi is a wonderful, wonderful blessing on this earth, and you should go check her out. I don't know her personally. She didn't ask me to shout her out. I just genuinely think that she has great advice and she has the skills to back up her words. Anyways, so I watched her videos and a couple other videos on marketing my stuff, and I'm a very visual person and I have to do things to learn them, so it's kind of hard to just listen to a video and then know what to do. Oh, for some reason I'm out of breath. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, that's what I mean by I wish I had a better support/help system thing, is I am just a baby and I need adult supervision. And then my next thing is commissions. I love it whenever anyone asks me to do a commission for them. It makes me really happy that they would want my art and are willing to pay me, sort of thing. I'm sure a lot of artists feel the same, and that's why they do commissions, is because it's like, I really like doing this for the community and all that. To my knowledge, I haven't done a commission for someone I didn't know, and if I have, I really do not remember. I've done commissions for online friends that I haven't met in person, but that's about as close as I've gotten to doing commissions for strangers, quote unquote. So recently I was working on 2 commissions. One was a big, month-long project, and I actually ended up having to tell them to find a different artist because I didn't feel like I was being treated well. And I'm not going to get too much into detail with that. That's all I'm going to say, is I wasn't being treated well, and it wasn't worth it to me. So, and then the next one I just finished, and I'm just waiting for her response. She's kind of going through having a baby right now, so it's kind of a stressful time for her. So I'm trying to wait until she messages me back, because I've messaged her twice and everything, but I don't want to stress her out and bug her. So once I know that the baby's born, I'll message her again and be like, hey, this was for your kid. Do you want it? Sort of thing. So that commission's going fine. The other big one wasn't going fine, so yeah. But other than that, I don't get very many commission requests, and it's kind of sad sometimes, because I've had people be like, oh, hey, do you do commissions? But they're people I know. Again, I'll be like, yeah, I do, and then that's the last I hear, and then it's just like, oh, you got my hopes up. I thought you were gonna ask me. And I know money's tough and everything, so I don't focus too much on it. But yeah, I've made it known that I have commissions open. Even in my Instagram bio, it says commissions are open, and nothing from Instagram. So that's kind of disappointing and sad, but that's okay. Commissions is kind of the little thing that doesn't bug me as much as the rest of the stuff, so that's why I left it as the last thing. But yeah, so that's it. much. I said that's a lot. Sorry. Okay, so I don't know what I'm gonna make for next video whenever I post it. I'm gonna really try to post every week, I promise. Just know that if I don't, it's either because I'm super depressed and I am lazy, or I finally got a job. So yeah. So yeah, thank you guys for listening so much. I hope you enjoyed this picture. It's actually a redraw that I did. I think there's like a year and a half to 2 years gap in between these two pieces, and it's Sarek from my webcomic. He is one of the main characters, and I love him. So yeah, thank you for watching. If you guys want certain kinds of videos, please comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell icon, because even though I don't post very often, I do post. So if you want to be notified, hit that bell icon. Okay, thanks guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.